reminder that news you can use, at news you can use, we do precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. Just a little funny to get you guys smile and crack up. I'm sure Michelle Roberts in Ecuador is laughing right now. Anyway, we're going to get fired up right now with news you can use. And today we're going to talk about the 7 signs that there will be a housing market crash. I'm going to go through the signs, and then we're going to ask everybody to guess how many of these signs are evident today in today's market. All right, these are historically the 7 signs. Now, these are not necessarily, you go ahead and clear that screen, actually. These aren't necessarily what we're going to see this go around. However, for the last 4 crashes, these have been the signs that have preceded the crash. Number 1, after an extended period of price acceleration, home prices are plateauing or flattening off. Number 2, there are numerous risky mortgage products available. We saw a lot of this in 2008. These would be things like no money down, very low money down, interest-only mortgages, adjustable rate mortgages that reset after a 3 or 5 year period, those kind of things. Number 3, interest rates are rising. Number 4, housing stock surplus. A surplus of housing stock is one that is basically 6 months or above 6 months of supply. That's considered a healthy or a balanced marketplace. Anything less than that is not considered excess unless some of these other factors come into play. But right now, that's the metric we're looking at, 6 months worth of supply. Next one, buyers are cautious. That's one of the strange things about an economic or a housing crash is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. In other words, if the buyers out there think that they have to be cautious for whatever reason, whether it's real, imaginary, or whatever, they can actually make that happen by their actions. The next one, increase in foreclosures. Are there more foreclosures going on? And the last is that the U.S. economy is weak. All right, so those are the 7 items. Let me go through them one more time. I'm going to ask everybody to jump on the chat box and put in from 1 to 7 how many of those are present in today's housing market. Number 1, after an extended period of acceleration, home prices are plateauing or dropping. Number 2, numerous risky mortgage products are available. Number 3, interest rates are rising. Number 4, housing stocks are in a surplus position. In other words, there's more than 6 months of supply. Number 5, buyers are cautious. Number 6, increase in foreclosures or the increase in the foreclosure rate. And number 7, the U.S. economy is weak. Every market crash in the housing market has been preceded by all 7 of these signs. So if we were to follow that logic, all 7 of those must happen before we see. So everybody hop in the chat. I'd like to get everybody's guess. 1 to 7, how many of those things are we seeing out there right now? What do you think, Ashley?
Ooh, I'd say at least 5.
Okay. Brandy is saying 6. Michelle Roberts, 5. Corey's got 5. I'm going to give you my guess at the end. Sam, 7. Elena, 3. Any other guesses? Ish has got 6. Any others? Last call. Yesenia, I hope I'm saying that right, is guessing 4. Glenda's got 5. And Joe's got 5. All right. Here's what I'm seeing. I've gone through and looked at these things. I think all 7 of them are present right now. The only thing that would be iffy would be, is there a 6 month worth of supply of houses? But definitely the other 6 are all present today. And I believe that we've got more than a normal amount of inventory, because this has to count or take into account all of the shadow inventory as well. So there's inventories being held by banks that's been foreclosed. There's inventory that is in forbearance programs that are in abeyance, those types of things. The minute those banks decide to give up on the foreclosure process, or basically expedite that foreclosure or the forbearance thing. Remember, we had a bunch of these as a result of COVID, and the banks kind of sat on their hands, and then the various state governments and the federal government kicked that can down the road. Well, we're down that road now. And when you look at a 6-month supply, you know, you think of it in terms of historically how many houses would sell in a 6-month period, but the number of houses that are selling now are small because the inventory tends to be smaller. So when you look at that versus the demand for product, and in other words, the demand from buyers of houses to have buyers to buy, I think we're at like a 7, 8, or 9 month supply of houses as a practical number. Now, the way they traditionally measure it, it may not be the case, but I think from an effective, practical standpoint, and I'm going to go through this on Tuesday, I'm going to talk to you guys about exactly why I think all 7 of these, and I'm going to lay out some specific things, but I think that we are in a position now of an imminent housing crash, sometime probably within the next, it's starting here in the next 12 months, potentially by the end of this year, but certainly by the end of 2023. That's my guess. Like I said, it's based on the information that we've got available out there, what I've seen based on the fact I've been through about 4 crashes so far, and they're a great opportunity. And this kind of a PSA type thing here. Keep in mind that those of you who practice transactional engineering stand to benefit from that type of market. So when the market goes down, the availability and the supply of product for you to buy and then turn into a seller financed type transaction or something like a lease option greatly increases. Brandy talked about that on yesterday's call, that she's seeing more and more of that now. We're getting a lot more buyers out there who can't find products. So the buyer pool is building up, either can't or they can't afford it. And it's not that they can't afford it, they can't afford it using traditional means. So we're there as transactional engineers to create that type of product that would allow these buyers to buy. And I think when you take into consideration the number of buyers and the number of sellers, the effective rate, I think we're hitting on all 7, that we're going to see some signals here of that. And if we're not, I think we certainly will be within probably the next 6 months, something like that. All right, that's our news you can use for today.